Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Kent Lutz, and 5 Lake County residents were detained after attempting to ransack a home in the Polson area early Friday morning. Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to a reported vehicle slided near Polson. Upon arrival, deputies observed that the stuck pickup was near a home belonging to a recently deceased individual, and that footprints were seen between the vehicle and this home. According to Lake County Sheriff Don Bell, deputies also observed that there were numerous tools and other items in the back of this pickup. Further investigation revealed that the individual had burglarized the residence of the descendant and had taken these belongings from the home. The following were arrested for burglary: Glenn Reams, 63 years old from Polson; Brian Williams, 30 years old from Pablo; Ann Couture, 51 years old from Pablo; Ida Couture, 21 years old from Pablo; Alicia Cloudrobe, 23 years old from Pablo. From Polson. Montana Highway Patrol and Polson Police rendered assistance in the case, and all individuals had their shoes seized as evidence prior to being jailed or released. And moving on to weather, if you are traveling this holiday season, you should be prepared from some very cold air and possibly more snow for Christmas. Let's go to meteorologist Louis Dortch with the latest on the holiday weather. Louis.
Yeah, that's right, Kent. We have some of the coldest air of the winter season moving in tonight. And then behind that, we're going to see more snow showers develop. So we have a lot to get into this evening. First, though, how about a look down in Hamilton from our First Security Bank ICAM. This was taken about an hour ago or so. You can see some snow on the ground there. And then it's going to be very cold in Hamilton tonight. We're going with a low of 5 degrees below zero. So here's your forecast headlines. Like I mentioned, very cold tonight. Another system with more snow late Christmas Eve, and then more scattered snow all next week. We'll get into all these details here in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Louis. And if you are headed out to your Christmas destinations today, it's a pretty busy traveling day. Well, according to TripAdvisor, the day before Christmas Eve is the busiest day for travel by both air and driving. The company says that 39% of travelers will be flying, while 56% will be taking their vehicles. For those driving in Montana, be sure to check the latest weather conditions at KPAX.com. And on Christmas morning, we can all recall tearing through wrapping paper to get our hands on the latest new fad. But what happens to all that waste? We spoke to Republic Services about how holiday shopping yields holiday waste.
And there is so much more added. In fact, between Thanksgiving and New Year's, the EPA estimates that about 25% more trash is generated per household, which is the equivalent of 1,000 pounds, which is fairly significant. This would be ribbons, bows, the laminated kind of bags or totes, and we highly recommend reusing those as well, but they should not go in your recycling. But all of your wrapping paper and cardboard can certainly be recycled, either at a drop-off facility with Republic or at other drop-off facilities in Missoula or in our all-in-one curbside program.
Bradshaw stressed the importance of cleaning out your food waste and to not recycle glass, as you can potentially contaminate entire batches of recycling before they can be processed by companies that buy recycled goods. Missoula Parks and Recreation's Urban Forestry Division is also recycling Christmas trees. To recycle your tree, drop it at McCormick or Playfair Parks through January 15th. The Christmas Evergreen program recycled over 15,000 trees last year, conserving valuable landfill space. And Smooth Jams and Jellies welcome shoppers who want to buy fresh and local products. Previously held in the Elks Club, the Missoula Senior is hosting the Missoula Valley Winter Market. Assorted fruits and vegetables, fresh baked breads, soaps, lotions, and handcrafted jewelry are some of the many diverse crafts sold at the market. The Winter Market happens every Saturday up to April 21st. For the past few months, KPAX-TV and Montana Rail Link have been honoring the men and women that dedicate their lives to serving Western Montana with our Salute the Badge series, where we get to know our local law enforcement on a more personal level. And we invite you to join us tonight, right after this newscast, when MTN News presents a special retrospective in which we'll share many of our favorite stories. And in national news, President Trump hastily called reporters to the Oval Office before jetting to Florida for Christmas. The president signed the biggest legislative achievement into law. CBS's Weijia Zhang is at the White House, where more work awaits the president upon his return.
President Trump greeted supporters on the tarmac in Palm Beach, Florida.
Are you ready to pay lower taxes?
Before he left Washington for the Christmas holiday, President Trump summoned cameras to the Oval Office.
So this is the bill right here, and we're very proud of it.
The president signed his first major legislative achievement into law, a $1.5 trillion tax overhaul.
This is, again, the biggest tax cut, biggest reform of all time.
He also signed a temporary spending bill to fund the government through mid-January. Lawmakers muscled that through the House and Senate Thursday night before leaving for their holiday recess.
The president said he wanted to keep his promise and sign the tax reform bill before Christmas. He also made some predictions for the new year.
I really do believe we're going to have a lot of bipartisan work done, and maybe we start with infrastructure.
But lawmakers may have an uphill climb when they return. Several contentious issues, including the budget and immigration, were left on the table.
We'll work most of those out on a bipartisan basis and pass what we need to pass.
Republican leaders are set to meet with the president in early January to talk about their top priorities for 2018. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, the White House.
Congress also has to settle on a hurricane relief package. Senators on both sides of the aisle want to change to the $81 billion House plan. In another national news, a California man is under arrest and charged with plotting an ISIS-inspired terror attack in San Francisco on Christmas Day. The FBI found a letter in the suspect's home referring to President Trump recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital, as well as guns and ammunition. CBS's Chris Martinez has a story from Los Angeles.
The FBI filed charges Friday against 26-year-old Everett Jameson, a tow truck driver from Modesto, California. Jameson made his first court appearance in Fresno. He's accused of plotting an attack at San Francisco's busy tourist attraction, Pier 39. Court papers say Jameson planned to use explosives to funnel the crowd into a location where he could inflict casualties. He allegedly told an undercover agent Christmas would be the perfect day for the attack, which would have been a suicide mission because Jameson was ready to die.
That's not him.
Jameson's father and stepsister say they're stunned by the accusations.
Lots of words right now, and I don't know what to say. It's
shocking, really.
They say Jameson was Muslim, but not radicalized. He attended the Raiders football game with his father last weekend.
Everything was same, you know what I mean? Just the same.
The FBI says Jameson was inspired by ISIS. They say he was plotting an attack that would have involved both firearms and a vehicle. Jameson is a former U.S. Marine. He was discharged for failing to disclose he had asthma. In September, an FBI informant told the Bureau that Jameson appeared to have been radicalized. On Facebook, he often liked or loved posts that were pro-ISIS or pro-terrorism. He's charged with attempting to provide material support to a foreign terrorist organization. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Agents say Jameson praised the deadly truck attack in New York City in October and the 2015 shooting in San Bernardino. Jameson could spend 20 years in prison if convicted. And coming up after the break, if you're a dog lover, you'll want to stick around for this one. A new cross-country skiing trail in Bozeman is pet friendly.